Okay, this is a quick word of encouragement for those of you who are struggling with leaving your corporate job. Okay, this is specifically for people who work in corporate America. All right, and maybe it will apply to some people who don't work in corporate America. There is a growing number of people who are realizing that all money ain't good money. Okay. Meaning that, yeah, you can make a lot of money. You can make a whole lot of money. You can be making six figures and still be extremely unsatisfied, unhappy, and overworked, burnt out, overwhelmed, and feeling like things are not just going to happen for you, feeling like you're going to suffocate and die in this job, okay? Especially believers, all right? Those of you who are believers, those of you who are children of God, God has more for you if you know that corporate is not for you. So this doesn't apply to the people that are in corporate that feel like this is your call, this is your lane. This doesn't apply to you. This applies to those of you who are in corporate America and you are suffocated at the fact that your Christianity, your faith is watered down to such a degree that you cannot fully be who you are, and you know that God has called you to more. God is saying that in this season, if you would trust him, he will bless you beyond what you can even imagine. So here's what it's going to look like. You're going to seek the Lord for 7 days straight. Y'all, I did this. I know what I'm talking about, okay? And even then, while you're going through this seeking process, okay, you're going to feel a little bit of worry and anxiety because you're going to start thinking about all the things that we think about. Bills, right? Our money, how is our money going to look? Do I have enough in savings? Do I have enough put away? But if you seek the Lord, he is going to give you the strategy for your exit. Some of you are already in a position to be able to leave, but you have the fear of the unknown. You fear the thing that you can't see. And you're more comfortable in the chaos, even though it's silently killing you. Okay. God is saying that if you would trust him to step out on faith and do the thing that he's been pressing you to do, because whatever it is, it's already been in your heart. It's already been in your mind. This is not a new thing. This is not a new idea. God has already been pressing on you. He's already, that still small voice has already been speaking to you that it's time for you to go. But another thing that you're concerned about is if someone asks me, what do I do? What am I going to say? You got to get away from people pleasing because that is where that stems from. The only time that you should be concerned about somebody asking you what you do is never. Okay? God knows the plans that he has for you. And if you're tying your identity or your appearance of success to being able to say, this is what I do. I work for corporate. I do this. I do that. I'm telling you because I know from experience, okay? Because every time somebody asks me, what is it that you do? And I tell them, they go, oh, and I get a little bit excited, like, oh, yeah, that's something. I do something, right? But that something that I did is literally just a title. It's literally just, if you can do a corporate job, okay? Think about it like this. If you can do a corporate job, if you can go work for a corporation and you can perform up under their grueling tasks and grueling work performance expectations, right? You are a beast. Even if you fell short in some areas, you still are the bomb. The fact that you did that says everything. It says that you can do whatever you put your mind to. So take that same exact know-how, that same exact skill set that you have, that you took to corporate America, that made you so valuable that you got hired. Take that and trust God that what he has for you on the other side is better than where you are. Listen, for believers, it's only so much that you're going to be able to take of that. It's not meant for you to work and live and die at this job. It is not. You are called higher. You are called for more. And especially if you find yourself always on the job talking about God, you find yourself always somehow, some way inserting God into the conversation, but you are stifled because you're only able to go so far. And you all know what I'm talking about. You can only say so much, right? God is calling you higher. If you would trust him in this season, okay? This is for some specific people. This is not for everyone, but this is for some specific people. If you would trust God in this season to leave your corporate job like he's already been telling you to do, if you would trust him and step out on faith and do the thing that he's called you to do, he will bless it. Let me share my testimony with you, okay? Just to give you some encouragement. When I first moved to Dallas, Texas, all right, I came here due to being promoted to this corporate job. Okay, I was on the franchise side of the business, and then I was hired onto the corporate side of the business. So that made me have to relocate here to Dallas, Texas. Okay, I knew for years that somehow, some way, I was going to end up in Dallas, Texas, but I didn't know how. I knew I was going to end up in Texas. Let me take that back. I knew I was going to end up in Texas. And it wasn't until later that when Dallas came up, I was like, oh, the Holy Spirit let me know, like, this is it. Y'all, I didn't want to come here for this job. I did not want to take this job because the job was 100% travel, meaning I would never be able to be at home. I would always have to be out. I would always have to be staying in hotels all over the place. I wanted to be in my house. I wanted to be able to get off work and come home and chill. That's not the case, right? And so the job that I had prior to that as a general manager, when I got off work, I went home, I could garden, I could do all those things. This job is a nonstop corporate, as you know, is a high performance work culture. It's go, 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 work, 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 more, 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 not enough, do more. Meetings, 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 calls, 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 emails, emails, emails. It's a nonstop barrage of everything. You don't have time to stop and realize that life is passing you by. So I didn't want to take this job because I saw the writing on the wall. I was like, I don't want to go from having a chill life to being on the go 24/7. But the Lord told me this job is your vehicle to Dallas, Texas. You're not going to be in this position long. This is your vehicle. Now, I'm going to even go further and tell you this. I stayed longer than I was supposed to. I've been in this role for 3 years, okay? When I got here, I broke my foot, okay? After being on the job, I started in July, okay? Arrived here in Dallas in September. Broke my foot in October 18th to be exact, okay? And I broke my foot. And do y'all know that the job was more concerned about when I was coming back as to how I was doing? That was one of my first indications. Well, I had indications way before that, which I'll get into in a whole other video because woo-wee, okay? But that was my first indication that they did not care about me as a person. Whereas the job that I had just come from, if I got sick in any type of way, not only did they care, they were telling me, you better not come back here until you're better, okay? The Lord told me this job is your vehicle to get here, okay? So I get here, I break my foot, and I was so defeated because the move here was a lot. It was just so much going on, y'all. But it's all a testimony, I'm telling you. But I got here and I broke my foot and I had already started to sink into that corporate mindset of, oh my God, I suck because I'm not working 24/7. I'm here with my foot broke or whatever, right? I had to be off work for I want to say I was probably off for 8 weeks to completely heal, right? I was on crutches. I was in a boot, the whole nine, right? During that time, okay, the Lord said to me, go on YouTube and start encouraging my people. And I was like, Lord, YouTube to encourage the people? Now, I had already dibbled and dabbled in YouTube before and did some home videos, interior videos, because I love that type of stuff, right? But I didn't really see myself preaching and ministering the gospel on YouTube, right? But y'all, I was so down. And when I was down, the Lord was telling me do this. And I'm like, Lord, I don't even know what to say. I feel defeated. I feel discouraged, right? I knew I didn't like the job. I knew that from the training. I was not happy with this job. And I was actually sad at the thought that I had to continue to do this. I was like, this is crazy. But I remember that the Lord said, this is just a vehicle, right? Y'all, as God is my witness, the Lord told me to do that. I obeyed. I obeyed. And what ended up happening was all God. Y'all, I had 1 subscriber, 3 subscribers, 4 subscribers, 5. Ended up with 29 subscribers. I'll never forget that number because I was sitting at 29 subscribers when the Lord told me to go and speak a particular message. And that message took that 29 subscriber count all the way over 3,000. Okay. That was, I want to say, in the first month of me being on YouTube, maybe the first. Yeah. It was before I went back to work from being off with my foot broke, right? Y'all, so I was excited. I was like, wow, okay. In my mind, you don't think that your channel is going to do anything. You just go on there and you just like, okay, I'm just going to obey. All right, Lord, we'll see. And boom, right? So then I get monetized, right? And y'all, the climb did not stop. The subscribers kept coming. The people kept coming. They kept on coming. And then the Lord said, now build a website. And I'm like, Lord, that's going to be time consuming. I don't have time because remember, I'm back to work now. So 12-hour, 14-hour days, always on the road, never at home, right? God is like, build a website. So slowly but surely over time, I started to build and build and build, right? And y'all, this goes back all the way probably 20 years ago to a prayer that I prayed. I said, Lord, I want to be able to minister the gospel and I want to be able to serve your people. I want to be able to uplift them and encourage them in you, but I don't want them to have to maintain me. I don't want them to have to sow for me to be able to pay my bills because I was so irritated with the church for always making people give their last when the preacher is living like a fat cat, when the preacher is living in $1 million homes. That never made sense to me, and it doesn't make sense still today. Okay. So that was my prayer. And I said, Lord, I want to do ministry, but I want to do it for free. I don't want nobody. I want to be able to do this for a living is what I told God, but I don't want people to have to do anything but just hear the word. What do you think YouTube has done for me? Exactly that. Exactly that. And so this is what I'm trying to tell you. If you would trust God, he will answer the desires of your heart. And not only that, he will answer the prayers that you prayed a long time ago. I never knew when the Lord said, this job is your vehicle to Dallas. What he was saying was, this job is just a means of transportation for you to get there, to get set up. And then I have a plan for you. I've been in this job for 3 years and I really should have only been here for 1. I could have left 2 years ago. But what happened? I got caught up in that corporate cycle. I got caught up in that bonus every year, that big old bonus, that company car. I don't got to put gas in my car. I don't got a car. No, I got caught up in all that stuff, even though I'm able to afford those things. But I got so caught up in the idea that I'm a corporate employee. And when somebody says, oh, what do you do for a living? I can say, oh, I'm an inspector. Oh, I'm this. Now, that wasn't the attitude that I came at it with, but it felt good to be able to say what I did. So I'm thinking to myself, like, well, if I leave my job, what am I going to say? Am I going to say, oh, I'm a YouTuber? I'm a content creator? Because I don't consider myself to be any of those things. I consider myself to be a vessel. I consider myself to be an impactor. I don't consider myself an influencer, even though I know influence comes with this, right? So listen, I don't know who this is for. I don't know who it's for, but trust God. Trust God, step out on faith, do what he has called you to do by all means necessary. By any means necessary, obey the Lord and watch him bless the very thing that you're wanting him to bless. God has exceeded my expectations with this platform. I mean, everything that the Lord showed me years ago, y'all, even as far as me being in ministry, I never knew it was going to come this way. God is faithful. If you guys haven't seen my testimony videos, please check them out. This is how my relationship with God has been. And you are no different. You can have the exact same thing. God can do exactly that for you. All you have to do is trust him. And let me tell you, it's not an easy decision to make. You're like, okay, Lord. Y'all remember the picture of the little girl that had the small little teddy bear in her hand, and Jesus was standing in front of her with a huge teddy bear behind his back and asking her for the little teddy bear. That's how this situation is. God is like, give me this little right here, and I have this for you. But y'all, God has been so incredible that he's done it before I even left the job. Y'all, God is faithful. And I'm going to say it and say it and say it and say it and say it until my last breath. He is faithful. And all you have to do is trust him. That's all you have to do. So I don't know who this is for today. I hope it encouraged you. I hope it blessed you to step out on faith, to trust God in this season, to obey him. He will elevate you. He will take you higher. He will provide for you. He will not leave you out here stranded and hungry. He is our provider. Okay. He is El Shaddai. He is Jehovah Jireh, our provider. He is all of that. He's all we need. All we have to do is surrender and say yes and trust him. So be blessed on today. I love you on today. God loves you so much more. Please believe that. Until next time, I'll see you soon.